Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Potato Chief, and I am one half of the Xbox the Box podcast, and this is my personal Game of the Year video. So you might have watched episode 32 of the podcast where we discussed our 2020 Game of the Year. I did my top 5, Alice did her top 5, and then we combined our lists to make the ultimate Game of the Year list. Our overall Game of the Year might be quite surprising. I would like you to go check it out if you can, because it's not going to be one of the ones you expected. I think we're the only like, video game outlet or video game channel to not give Game of the Year to God of War, or what I'm about to talk about right now, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is my personal Game of the Year. Didn't win our Game of the Year, but it also didn't win any of the awards at the Xbox the Box Awards, so I felt like it needed its own personal video on the channel to talk about how great it is, and for me to explain why I love it so much. So yeah, here's my ranty video. I'm hoping you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to hopefully only be about 5-6 minutes long, and I'm going to just try and explain in quick detail why I love this game so much. So, my game of the last decade in the 2010s was Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was my game of the decade for the 2010s. I absolutely adored it, and it was one of my favourite open world games of all time, and I played it multiple times through, and I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I thought there was no way it could ever be topped. I think Elden Ring might have just topped it. It's one of my favourite games of all time now, and it is an open world where you're not getting bombarded by loads of icons on your map, and you can see something in the distance and actually go there, and you just make your own adventure, and you discover how to get through the world in your own way, and it is beautiful and it is amazing. And you have, at the beginning of Halo Combat Evolved, you have the part where you walk out the spaceship and you look up and it's like, oh my god, this is a Halo ring, this is a beautiful world. You have a massive world open up in front of you. In Fallout, you have the same thing where you come out the vault and the world is opening up around you. You get to see the world, and it's like, wow, this is so beautiful. Elden Ring has that like 5 times. There's points in the game where you're like going, wow, this game can't get any bigger or get any more beautiful or get any more interesting, and you'll come across something and it'll open up another massive area, and it just gets big. It's just like, Whenever you think you've seen it all in Elden Ring, there's something else, and it's amazing for that. It's absolutely breathtaking. Obviously, the game is not an easy game, and I've always loved the idea of Souls games. I own Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro. I've played them all, and I've never got past the second or third boss. I would always hit a wall, get stuck, and get fed up and stop playing. This game, when you hit that wall, you can bash your head against the wall as much as you like, and you can eventually get past it. But you can also go somewhere else. That's the beauty of the open world with Elden Ring, is that if you get stuck, you can find a way around it. You can go somewhere else. And also, I feel like even though the game is exceptionally hard, there's lots of ways to make it easier. You can summon in your friends. You can summon in like wolves or mimics or like a giant octopus squid thing that shoots lasers at them, which is really useful. It sounds stupid, but it's really good. Or you can use magic and stay back. I mean, there's lots of things you can do to make the game easier for yourself. But it's just about discovery, and it's about experimentation. I've played the game, I loved it, and I've spent hundreds of hours on it, and I still don't think I've even scratched the surface of it. I've got a blood build where you have like swords which have which blood damage. I got the most powerful staff the 2 most powerful staffs in the game. I've got all the best armor, and yet I still want to do it. I still want to go back and play more. The game is fantastic. If you are scared that this game is going to be too hard for you, I can understand, but I can assure you that there is ways of making the game easier and making it more enjoyable. And it is just a fun game. This is my favourite Souls game. One of my favourite games of all time. And I would highly recommend it to anybody. If I still haven't convinced you to try it, then I don't know what else I can say. I'm hoping you guys will have enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a rant, but I just wanted to talk about how much I love and adore Elden Ring, because I don't feel like it's got the shine it deserves on our channel, on the Xbox the Box channel, because it's kind of just been at the wayside. Go check out our Game of the Year video. Episode 32 of the podcast. It was a really fun episode to do together. We discuss our Game of the Years, and you'll be shocked what the actual Game of the Year we come up with, our number one Game of the Year is. It might shock you, and you'll probably enjoy it, I think. But yeah, highly recommend Elden Ring. If you're not a Souls person, I would still recommend giving it a try, because it is the most accessible Souls game without it being super easy. It's super enjoyable. It's super, everything about it, just the lore, the world, the art, the music, everything about it just is just amazing, and it's one of the greatest games ever made. I honestly believe this is one of the greatest games ever made, and if you don't try it, you're missing out. That's my personal opinion, and thank you guys for watching. If you're a wrestling fan and you want to know what my wrestler of the year is, go check out Potato Pro Wrestling on my other channel. And if you want to check out what our overall game of the year is, check out Xbox Box Podcast episode 32. And thank you guys for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like and comment below and let us know what your game of the year is. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time, just me. Laters. Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.